Championship from Las Vegas, Nevada, right after this. And he's gone right over to Weaver's corner to stare him down, Angelo Dundee. The intimidation begins right now.
Well, both guys are warmed up very well. I mean, the maneuver by Dokes' corner is pretty smart. The sun's going square into the face of Mike Weaver, which is a good maneuver because you want to get every edge you can. So I think they're both warmed up. I think they're both going to do their thing. And I'm looking for a very exciting first round.
So we now go to the ring announcer tonight, the veteran ring announcer, Mr. Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boxing fans, here we go. The demand rematch for the WBA World's Heavyweight Championship. 15 rounds of boxing, and bringing to your attention that the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. The officials at ringside. Judging at ringside from Orangeburg, New York, Harold Lederman. From New Jersey, Jane Broadfoot, timekeepers at the bell. Possessions, Homansky, Dr. Donald Romeo, and Dr. Larry Robbins in attention at ringside. Here we go again for the WBA Heavyweight Championship of the World, 15 rounds. Presenting the challenger, the former WBA boxing champion hailing from Diamond Bar, California, wearing red trunks with a wide trim at 218.5 pounds, 16 knockouts in 24 great wins. Again, the former champion, Michael Weaver. Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, the defending champion in this rematch from Akron, Ohio. He weighs in at 223 pounds, white trunks with a red trim. He is undefeated, having won 26 bouts. The undefeated defending champion of the world, Michael Dynamite Dokes. Referee Richard Steele now giving instructions.
Let me see y'all. Where's his mouth? Okay, listen. I gave both of you instructions in your dressing room, but I want to caution you now. Obey my commands at all times. When I say break, I want you to stop punching and take a step back. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Both of them nose to nose in the center of the ring. And here is the story on these two. The 30-year-old Weaver trying to regain his title, 2 inches shorter than Michael Dokes and about 5 pounds lighter than Dokes, who looks a little bit soft to me. Not much difference in reach between the two. The referee is Richard Steele. Remember, it was the referee Joey Curtis who stopped the first meeting between the two back in December in just 63 seconds.
Michael Dokes is not looking for a long fight. He just took a swig of water, and he's sweating profusely already. You can see his belly, his muscle tone's not that good around the stomach. He hasn't been hitting that table.
Well, he may have to end this early because there will be a question of stamina on the part of Michael Dokes as this bout continues here tonight. The referee, Richard Steele, brings them together, and Weaver is the man who comes charging after Dokes to start this one off. Dokes forced a counter punch early in the round, but doing so beautifully. A good left thrown by Mike Weaver. Now an assault by Dokes, pounding Weaver as they're going to try to settle this thing in the first few seconds, it would appear. There's a left, 2 lefts catch Weaver. Weaver hurt by the second one, takes a right from Dokes. Dokes teeing off on him on the ropes just above us. Weaver started this. He flew out at Michael Dokes, but has paid the price ever since.
I felt that right away. They're both going to look to get it over with, and they both don't like each other, and they're looking bombs go away. And the one that lands with the flusher bomb is going to score the knockout.
Weaver was shaken by a couple of snapping left hooks thrown by Michael Dokes in the first 30 seconds.
But remember, the puncher is Weaver. Dokes is an arm banger. He doesn't let his whole full body go into the punch.
They look tired already as the pace slackens off a little bit now. No ring movement on the part of these two, leaning at each other, ready to pound away.
When you let punches like that go like that, Don, you got to ease up a little bit and say, wait a minute now, because in boxing, there is no extra gas tank. You got to look to go. If you're going to go to 15, you got to be ready to go there.
They are midway in the round, which means this rematch has lasted longer than the first fight at the stage.
There's no pleasantness going on in the ring. They're hitting each other in a break. They're throwing low blows. The Marquess of Queensberry rules is not being adhered to.
Not before or during this fight. No love lost here. Weaver and Dokes. Very open resentment toward each other for very obvious reasons. The events of last December right here in Las Vegas.
Very important first round because they're trying to establish the dominance right now. They're both landing low punches.
Dokes getting a good combination through a solid left thrown by Michael Dokes. He's getting the best of it here.
Faster
hands, it up early.
Faster hands, Don, is definitely Dokes. The puncher is Mike Weaver.
Work it out. Come on. Watch your head. Watch your head.
Very interesting round. Started off furiously. They went to sleep for a while, came back. But the dominant pattern has been the left hand, certainly, of Michael Dokes that has scored time and time again and has hurt Weaver a couple of times.
His body shots are not doing Michael Dokes any good either, Don. He hit him a real good body shot, Mike Weaver. He landed right down to that soft part of his belly.
That's right. That body is soft, and that will wear him down. That is Weaver's plan, to take this as long as he can, and he will gain momentum as he goes along. Just seconds remaining now in the first round. So they got through the first round, something they could not do in the initial meeting between these two. Let's go to my mixing it up, Angelo, as Weaver flew at Dokes, but he paid the price for that in the early 30 seconds. And then later on, after a lull, Dokes went after Weaver again. And I would have to give Michael Dokes that first round, certainly.
I'm no judge, but I think Dokes took the first round.
Weaver and Dokes both on their feet, ready for round two. The second round in Las Vegas underway. Weaver with an obvious advantage in the first round.
The heat Weaver's accustomed to, having been in South Africa. It's a very, very hot climate. And he's trained most of his time in California, Las Vegas. So he's accustomed to this heat. I don't know how the heat's going to treat Michael Dokes.
It may not do him very much good. Michael Dokes, remember, has never gone past 10 rounds. Weaver coming on now in the second round.
There goes that jab that Mike Weaver never used before. It's going to be a very interesting thing because he's already bloodied Mike Dokes' nose. The other interesting thing is a very slow ring because they painted that Budweiser sign in there and they use lead paint. So you may notice them during a fight where their feet will be sticking, but it makes no difference to either of these fights because they don't bounce around.
There is evidence of blood, as Angelo Dundee said, from the left nostril of Michael Dokes. Weaver appears to certainly have regained his composure here in the second round.
Well, that jab's a very important weapon for Weaver to set up his hooks in his right hands. He didn't use it naturally in the first fight and have a chance to.
Dokes, the outstanding amateur, turning professional, winning this title here a few months ago, trying to hang on to it here.
Neither fighter has any respect for themselves. You can notice that. They're both out there to do one thing, take each one out of there.
We're midway in the second round. It is scheduled for 15, the WBA Heavyweight Championship at stake. This unique card in Las Vegas. Both titles on the line today.
Watch your hands, watch your hands.
Michael's making an old type mistake, an amateur mistake, grabbing at his trunks and trying to pull him up. But maybe a couple of those shots are really hurting him downstairs.
Dokes making Weaver pay as Weaver plugs in on him. Now a combination by Weaver. Toe-to-toe, away they go again. You get the feeling this can't last terribly long.
Well, you don't know with these kind of fights. At the pace they're going, could very well go all night long. the heat's going to be a factor, I think that Weaver will take the heat better than anybody else, Don, because I think Dokes is not ready for a hot time fight in the Old Town tonight.
30 seconds left of the second round. Certainly more muscle tone evident on Weaver's body than we see on Michael Dokes tonight.
He's got muscles coming out of his toenails, Don.
Superbly conditioned for this. Takes that wicked left hook from Dokes again. Leans on him. Works to the body. Throws a good right, Weaver does. Then body shots from Dokes. The overhand right thrown by Michael Dokes. All right, let's go to the corner now of the reigning champion, Michael Dokes, and see what they're telling him. Here was action in the last minute of the round. Good combinations, the best thrown in the entire round.
Now, you notice, Don, when Dokes gets set to throw his shot, he doesn't put his full body movement in. That's what I mean by being an arm puncher. And if looks could hurt, when Mike Weaver looked at Dokes walking back to the corner, he would have scored a knockdown.
Oh, they are scowling at each other into the third round. Dokes certainly showing more respect for Weaver than he did in round one. Weaver coming on more and more, and you get the feeling he's building confidence as he goes.
What's Dokes trying to do is trying to lure him into counter punches, and Weaver's trying to offset him with the left jab, which is a good maneuver, because the left hand set up everything.
This has the makings of an excellent matchup, as they will finally decide which really is the better of the two men. Obviously, 63 seconds didn't do it. We're going to find out here tonight. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're looking in this evening from Las Vegas.
Those trunks of Dokes has got a little too tight on him. He keeps trying to stretch him. It'd be a mistake to be grabbing on him because he gets nailed.
Snapped three rights, missed the last one, aimed at Weaver's head. Chopping right thrown by Mike Weaver. Head to head they go.
I was talking to Jerry Coetzee. He said, boy, that Mike Weaver can punch. If Mike Dokes keeps throwing those low blows, I think they're going to hit him in the kneecaps. But they've been hitting each other low, both guys.
Weaver winced a few seconds ago. We're midway on the round. He caught one from Dokes. Good left thrown by Mike Weaver. He's scoring well now with either hand. Coming from off the ropes.
Weaver's very dangerous in close because he throws the shorter punches. So Michael Dokes would do well not to get stake around those clinches, because he's going to get nailed.
No question, the greater hand speed belongs to Weaver.
But Don, you notice when Dokes throws punches, he puts both feet together, nullifying any power in his punches. They're straight across instead of keeping his left foot in the pocket. You'll notice when he gets in the clinches, both feet are together.
A lot of solid blows, no devastating blows so far between these two. And that's the average, how long these fighters have gone in their careers. So certainly as it goes on, Weaver has the experience and endurance.
Well, we're going to find out this fight who's the better conditioned guy, because it's going to be survival of the fittest.
Less than 30 seconds remaining here in this third round. The fight just about even at this point.
Watch your head, watch your head.
See the feet come up?
Yep.
2 feet.
5 seconds to go in the third round. Man who so desperately wants to reclaim this championship. He thought he lost unfairly in December.
You understand?
3 of them at a time.
All right, come on.
Come on. You got a good left jab. Use it. Up and down. Okay. Hey, give me that jab. Yeah.
Okay? Throw some punches. Don't let him lean you up there. Come up the middle with that shot.
There's a good solid right thrown by Mike Weaver in that third round, and Don Manuel told him in the corner he does have a good left. He's used it from time to time effectively.
Well, they're exhorting him to throw a left hand to set up the punches. Michael Dokes is going back to the corner blowing. Now, they shouldn't be blowing, third round. Now, I hope to God that, he realized what a title means to a fighter.
There was always the danger that it happened too easily for him in December, and that would affect his training coming into this rematch.
No, there's no shortcuts in boxing. You got to do it the right way or not do it at all.
Don Chevrier along with Angelo Dundee, the veteran fight trainer at ringside here in the 4th round, scheduled for 15, the WBA heavyweight championship at stake. Michael Dokes, Mike Weaver.
Don, they got no trouble knowing who's Angelo and who's Don. You got the great voice. I'm just here having some fun.
Ah, but you got the experience, the expertise.
I tell you, they're looking to hit each other with a sucker shot, and they're trying to work into it. Weaver is more perceptive with the left jab. I think Dokes is trying to take a breather. I think it's a mistake.
You can't take time off in here. There appears to be less and less sting from Dokes punches as we go along, more and more from Mike Weaver. Halfway in the 4th round. Remember, the line was the longer it goes, the more it favors Mike Weaver. Angelo Dundee called Weaver to win it before this fight began.
Well, it's not over. I mean, you know, I've been wrong so many times it frightens me. But I felt all things taken into consideration, and Michael Dokes thinking he can get the guy out of there anytime he wants to. It's a mistake because two things don't happen at the same time. Lightning don't strike twice in boxing.
A minute left in this, the 4th round. Angelo Dundee, you have said so often, it's not what happens to a man after he wins. A good right, 2 rights by Weaver. Left hook by Dokes blocked. Now Dokes counter-punching very well. We'll get back to that point of yours in a moment as the action picks up here. Chopping right hand thrown by Weaver, missing with the uppercut. Dokes missing with the right, then the left. Less than 30 seconds to go on the round, but it's not what happens to a man when he wins. It's how he reacts after he loses.
That's right.
Weaver's coming through very well.
You got to be able to handle it. You got to be able to realize what it means to you.
All right, there's a caution now from the referee Richard Steele to Dokes about one of many low blows we have seen tonight. Less than 10 seconds remaining in this, the 4th round. And that'll take care of round 4. All right, Chris, take it away.
Thank you, Don, and I know, Lou, you're impressed.
Well, low blows came into play. First, Weaver throwing one, and then in retaliation, Dokes coming back with a low blow of his own. So we come to round 5, approaching the 1/3 mark of the scheduled 15 rounds. 5th round underway. As Angelo Dundee stated earlier, Dokes backpedaling now, hoping to trap Weaver. Starts some counter-punching. He's done that effectively. There was a good right thrown by Mike Weaver.
That left hook really hurt.
Yep.
The right wasn't that dangerous, but the left hook to the body really was dangerous. And what they've been doing, they're putting a lot of ice water down Michael Dokes' trunks because he's really blowing right now, and he's walking back to his corner like it's the last mile. There's no reason for him because he's a young kid, and I'm surprised the way he's reacting.
Just 24 years of age. The heat's certainly taking more of a toll on him. He's in here at 223, heavier than he wanted to be. Weaver at 218.5, as we have stated, looks superbly conditioned for this rematch.
I tell you, if all don't go well tonight for Michael Dokes, I guarantee he won't have Dom Perignon and whiskey for the pressmen when they come into his press headquarters, because they tell me he lives a real good style, but you can't do that as a fighter. You got to live the clandestine type of style.
He's a gourmet cook, Dokes is. Maybe paying the price for such a hobby right now, although we have a long way to go yet. But again, that could be the problem for Dokes the longer this fight continues. He is in the role of a backpedaling counterpuncher much of the way now in this 5th round. And you can just sense the confidence that Weaver is building as each round continues past the midway mark of this, the 5th.
Michael's fighting Dokes. Michael Dokes fighting the right kind of fight, backing off, giving him mangles. where you can't put too much power in his punches, making him reach. So Michael Dokes is fighting a good fight right now, the kind of fight he has to fight to beat Mike Weaver.
The first time, some 5 months ago, it was all over in 63 seconds. Weaver caught flat-footed, was down once. Referee Joey Curtis finally stopped the fight. A minute to go in this 5th round. Weaver thought it was unfair. He said he wasn't hurt and could have continued. But of course, after ring deaths that preceded that bout here only a month before, the referee was being very, very cautious. That's the rematch, which you're watching right now. Trace of blood around the nostrils of Michael Dokes that has been there for the last 3 or 4 rounds. Less than 25 seconds to go here in the 5th.
Weaver's got to pick up the pace. He just caught a thumb in his left eye.
2 good jabs thrown by Dokes with the left hand. Both got through. Round 5 at an end. Dokes showed a tremendous left jab, more effectively, I thought, in this round than previous rounds in the 5th. So we are getting ready for round number 6, scheduled for 15. Sixth round underway in Las Vegas.
Weaver, when he went back to his corner, was complaining to his corner that he's getting thumbed. I don't see anybody go over to the referee and tell him he's getting thumbed. Because when that happens, you got to go over and tell the referee and caution him.
You picked it up in that 5th round. Weaver took the thumb in the eye. Again, Dokes using that jab, backs out of the way of the right body punch thrown by Weaver. It was Mike Weaver who, against Johnny Tate, needed a knockout in the 15th round to win and got one. Dropping Tate flat on his face to win that one.
See, it's very interesting, Don. We're backing up, fighting counterfight, switching. The other guy's fighting with aggression. Now, this is an interesting point for the judges. Who's winning the round? Because aggression is Weaver. Counterpunching is Dokes. Now, maybe one good shot in this type of a round could be the answer of who won the round.
It depends on your scoring philosophy, I would think.
Yes.
As to how you approach a fight, how you go about scoring it.
I wouldn't want to be a judge, Don, because it's a very intricate, tough job. But they got some great ones. These 3 judges they had tonight are real good ones.
Harold Letterman from New York, Larry Hazard from New Jersey, and Jerry Roth from Nevada are the 3 ringside judges. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Midway in the 6th round. We have had no knockdowns to this point.
Michael Weaver's waiting a little too long. He's not going to hit nobody, trying to set up for one punch. He's got to go off his jab, let the shots go. And what Dokes is doing is keeping them off balance. That's the whole battle plan is working.
Good left thrown by Weaver there. A minute to go in the 6th round now. And there is the knockout ratio. Dokes 55.5%. Of course, he has won a lot of his fights that way, and there is question. He has to go 10 or longer as to how much stamina Dokes will have. Remember, 10 rounds has been his limit so far.
Michael Dokes still looks to grab his trunks. He's going to get nailed with a left hook one time because he grabs his trunks with his right hand.
You're right. That is an amateur trick, which could backfire on him. 15 seconds to go on the round. Weaver just keeps on coming, and Dokes ever so slowly backpedaling in a circular fashion around this Las Vegas ring. A chopping right by Weaver at the bell to end round number 6.
On the strip, but when it comes to the boxing circle, Red, you are a very serious man. Your thoughts so far on this Dokes-Weaver fight?
Well, I think so far it's about even, you know, really. 'Cause I know both of the guys. I'm afraid to make any kind of decision. I just like both of them, you know.
All right, they're back in the ring.
I'm betting on the black guy.
Betting on the black one. Okay, you heard it first from Red Fox. Don?
Well, that's about as much as a clue as we have as to who's going to win this fight right now. This title is up for grabs. Round number 7.
I'm not afraid to take a pick. The guy with the red gloves.
Dokes continues to back around and look out that left, which has been a very effective punch for him, the jab as he goes. He got 2 in right there on Weaver.
Michael Dokes is grabbing the ropes every chance he got. He's looking to rest in those clinches. It's dangerous to try to rest in the clinch because you're liable to catch a punch. What he's doing is you keep moving. Maybe the stamina's not there to keep moving because it takes a lot of effort to keep moving.
He's not exactly sprinting around this ring, but the movement has got to wear him down.
Sure. It's easier going forward than going back. Different types of muscle down, different type of movement.
It is so hot here that it's taking a toll on everybody, certainly these 2 men in the ring, but more so on Michael Dokes, it would appear. 90 degrees at fight time here in Las Vegas tonight.
The referee almost got himself knocked down that last clinch because Weaver let go with a shot. He almost was in the way of it.
Referee Richard Steele has his hands full with these 2 midway in the 7th round.
Michael Dokes is very tired. He just fell in that time and grabbed Weaver. You know, when you grab like that, you're liable to catch a punch. But both hands are extended. You're not in the punching position.
There's a mouse under the left eye of Michael Weaver. That's the only mark he has to show. Dokes has had trickles of blood from his nose throughout this fight. Less than a minute to go in the 7th round now. Dokes continues to jab as he backs up.
Dokes' hands going further down all the time, and Weaver's trying to take advantage of it by nailing him a left hook in close.
Weaver playing the waiting game. Dokes may be running out of time in terms of stamina. And right, partially blocked by Weaver. 30 seconds now to go in the round, number 7. Weaver content to stand on the ropes, the closing seconds of this 7th round. Now, good combination from Dokes as they come off the ropes. Effective punches by Michael Dokes. At the bell to end round 7. The WBA heavyweight championship at stake here. Dokes and Weaver. Dokes the champion. Weaver trying to win his title back. The crown he held for almost 2 years, defending it only twice at that time. Good combination. Scoring with him. This is a very close fight. Round number 8 is underway. Bear in mind again that Michael Dokes has not gone beyond 10 rounds and will be put to a test of stamina as this fight continues.
They're using plenty of water in Michael Dokes' corner, Don, and it's completely wet there now. If anybody goes into that corner, it's liable to slip because it doesn't actually go into the canvas because you have insulate padding underneath.
I have got Weaver slightly ahead at this stage into the early seconds of round number 8. How about you, Angelo Dundee?
I got it very close. It's all according with the eyes of the beholder. And everybody looks at the fight differently. Aggression, the best punches, the stronger punches. You don't know. Stronger punches, Mike Weaver. Aggression, Mike Weaver. Counter punching very well, Michael Dokes.
Let me ask you this. You picked Weaver to win. Is he on the right path toward that victory as far as you're concerned?
Well, Weaver just got a cut eye. You never know in a fight. I mean, everybody's got, entitled to their opinion. My opinion is that Weaver would win it. He wants it more. And Michael hasn't been, hitting the ball like he should as a fighter.
Now there's blood from beside the right eye of Mike Weaver. A mouse under the left we saw earlier. Now a trace of blood beside the other eye. Blood from the nostrils of Michael Dokes still evident.
That nosebleed is bothering the heck out of Michael because he's breathing from his mouth. You can see how he's sucking for air as he's going back, which is dangerous because if you got your mouth wide open, you're liable to catch a shot. Voila, crack jaw.
We are past the midway mark of the 8th round. It is scheduled for 15. Remember, WBA championship at stake. And anybody's fight to this point. Later on, we've got Greg Page, Ronaldo Snipes, and then the WBC champion, Larry Holmes, will defend against young Tim Witherspoon. Now, more evidence of blood emanating from beside the right eye of Mike Weaver. Referee trying to wrestle them apart in the final minute of this 8th round. Richard Steele has been a very diligent, alert referee, no question of that.
Michael Dokes is
again.
getting hurt, Don, with those body shots. He got hit a right hand to the body. He reacted kind of funny. Picked up his right leg, and I didn't like the way he reacted.
Weaver flicking out the left jab. And that cut, it would appear, is well away from the eye of Mike Weaver. There's puffiness and blood on the right side, the mouse under the left eye, but nothing that serious, it would seem.
Michael Dokes is getting hurt with those body shots. I didn't like the way he reacted, the way he picked up his leg, and the way he's hanging in there. That's unnatural for a young kid.
The breathing is bothering him more and more because of the blood from the nose. You can see that now as we're down to the final 5 seconds of this, the 8th round, scheduled for 15. A left from Dokes just at the bell as they go back now to attend to Mike Weaver's face. Don Manuel, his handler.
Here, hold it up.
The stage. And here is Dokes throwing one of the punches that did some damage to the face of Mike Weaver as he now has a mouse under one eye and this cut which they have cleaned up for the time being beside the right eye. Round number 9.
The cut is not in a dangerous spot.
No.
It's under the right eye to the outside of the right eye. They're not the dangerous type. The only thing about blood, Don, Dokes sees the blood on Michael Weaver. Therefore, he figures, hey, he's got a shot to worsen the cut, and, and end the contest a little early.
That's encouragement for him as the blood becomes evident again beside the right eye of Weaver. Again, we state it is not a serious cut at this point. But it does offer encouragement for Michael Dokes.
Don, we can easily say that the pace has not picked up, right?
It has not picked up. In fact, the only brisk pace happened in the first 30 seconds of round number 1. It was Weaver, though, who flew at Dokes and was hurt a couple of times, I thought. Paid a price for it.
Dokes is grabbing in the clinches, and he's paying for it because Weaver's pulling them towards him and nailing punches. So his hands should be up in the clinches and not be catching because he's grabbing too much.
Dokes has got to be concerned about the breathing problem caused by blood from his right nostril. It's been around all fight. And, of course, the fact he has moved around in a reverse direction so much, that's got to be tiring, too. Not to mention the arm weariness he must be feeling out of this heat of a Las Vegas evening, midway in the 9th round.
I think Dokes just sustained the cut. I just saw a blood spurt. I don't know.
Maybe from the nose. More evident now than before from the right nostril of Michael Dokes. That's more of a little welt, a little slit under Weaver's eye than a dangerous cut on his part. A minute to go on the round. Dokes hanging on again.
The fatigue of Dokes is very evident. I mean, he's grabbing, he's holding, he's doing everything. No, he's
wait a minute, there is a cut now. We can see it. It's under Dokes' left eye. He takes a snapping right, counter punching the body of Mike Weaver. But Weaver stung him with that right and comes after him to inflict more.
He just got hurt with that right hand, Don. He almost went down with it. If he'd have hit him with that right hand, he'd been down.
30 seconds to go. Brisk action here in round number 9. Ducking low. Dokes rips the right, now the left hook by Mike Weaver. 15 seconds to go on the round.
See, Weaver keep fighting his regular pace.
Steady and sure. Left hook he throws. the bell to win round 9. Again, Steele has to jump in and steer Dokes back to his corner. On Angelo, there's the right.
Almost came apart. If the ropes weren't there, he would have went down.
Bounced off them, and somehow, as tired as he is, as Weaver missed on the second attempt to connect, he stayed on his feet, finished the round. So now we come to the point that Dokes has been a few times in his career, but not beyond the 10th round. Round 10 underway.
The second, Bill Present did a real good job on the cut. He's a very good cut man, and you can hardly see where the cut was.
Again, neither cut serious. Weaver's right eye and Dokes left. Weaver wades in with a body shot. Flicks the right up to the face of Michael Dokes. Then the left hand. Weaver scoring more frequently as Dokes' fatigue intensifies.
And he's looking to grab. Dokes is looking to grab him when he comes in. You can't do that with a puncher like Michael Weaver, because he's got his hands free. He can nail you a good punch in close, but he is the shorter puncher.
Dokes' hands getting lower and lower again. Weaver had to survive the early rounds and has done that successfully. Now taking the fight to Dokes as we progress into this, the 10th round, scheduled for 15, the WBA championship in the heavyweight division at stake here in Las Vegas.
Now, you know, this is where you separate the men from the boys from the 10th to the 15th round. This is going to be a tough fight all the way. And I think Michael Dokes is definitely getting hurt with the punches more because he is fatigued.
Halfway in the 10th round. We thought it would either be a very short fight or a very long one, and we're certainly on the long side now. But as you saw Dokes stunned by Weaver's right back in that 9th round. You've seen Weaver hurt earlier in this fight. Either man with the capability of ending it before 15.
Dokes a very tired young man. He's just looking to grab and hold and rest. Doing it that way, running in with his head, he's going to get nailed with a right uppercut. Sure as God made apple.
Under a minute remaining in the 10th round.
Come on, where's this guy to get up?
Here the referee Richard Steele saying, don't hold him, Dokes. That's happening more and more frequently as a tired Michael Dokes hangs on.
Dokes must be telling the referee it's okay for you, but not for me.
Good right by Dokes there at the end of that clinch. See how Dokes is dropping his hands lower and lower, but he flicks them up from his waist. The left especially effective. Weaver pushed him out. Comes right after him. 20 seconds to go on the round.
Yeah, because Dokes is falling in and grabbing him, Don. And that's what he's trying to do. So Weaver's getting a little rough in there himself.
Just 5 seconds to go in the 10th round. So for Dokes, he's heading into overtime in the 11th round. Takes a good shot at the bell to end round number 10. And Leandro Riley is with an old friend of yours, Angelo Dundee, Muhammad Ali.
He's doing much better. I think Michael Dokes got him by luck the first time, and then showing because Weaver's doing much better. I think he's ahead now.
If you could give some advice to Michael Dokes at this time, what would you tell him?
Well, I would tell him to keep his distance and just jab and move, stay out of range, because when Weaver's in close, he's hitting him too much. So I would just keep a distance and box him from long range.
Thank you very much, Muhammad Ali, for your thoughts. Don?
Well, good advice, except for one thing. Is Dokes got enough energy left to do the things that Ali wanted him to, especially stick and move?
Well, when you're that young, Don, you never know what you can do, your own capabilities, because you can suck it up and really let it all hang out, because youth covers a lot of ill things you do in boxing.
Weaver has 12, 13, 15 round experience in the heavyweight division, but Dokes has not gone this far in his career before the 11th round. Neither man terribly active the last couple of years either. But the conditioning of Weaver beginning to pay off here as this fight progresses now into an 11th round. Remember, we've got Page and Snipes and Holmes and Witherspoon. More great heavyweight action to come tonight.
And I think you're going to have a lot of surprises, Don, because this is one of the surprises.
Step back. Step back.
Not surprising you.
Well, no. I'm looking at it as, you know, from a professional standpoint. I knew Mike Weaver was hitting the ball. I know Michael Dokes wasn't doing what he's supposed to be doing. So you cannot train and keep late hours. You cannot train and trying to do everything but train. You got to do one thing.
Weaver rips the left hand to stop the dancing of Dokes. Dokes leans in on him now.
Dokes is dancing without direction. I mean, you're dancing
aimlessly.
Aimless, no reason. I mean, you got to dance and then let a shot go and get out of there. That was a good move.
Got up at his toes and ripped the left hand to Weaver. Again, the Weaver jab, the left hand being flicked out. Missing with a lunging right hand.
See, Michael's got to stop Weaver from coming in like he's doing. Now, I don't know if the guys in the corner are going to give him the stool in the next round because he's not doing nothing to keep Mike Weaver off.
Jab, jab. That's Weaver's policy as he is the aggressor pursuing Michael Dokes around this Las Vegas ring.
Think about Mike Weaver, he's not even breathing. He's just breathing nice and easy, steady pace.
A lot of the jabs that Dokes is throwing in a counter-punching sense are back at his heels. They haven't got all that much sting to them because he's been in reverse gear almost since the second round. Less than 30 seconds to go, and this is the 11th round.
No fight's never won till the final tabulations. I'm a firm believer of that. He's got to win it decisively, Mike Weaver, because you just can't sit back and say, hey, I'm winning the fight. He's going to win the fight because it never happens that way.
That's what a challenger always has to do, as Weaver mistimed that punch and lunged into the ropes. He wants to dethrone a champion. It better be decisive. He wants the judge's attention. That'll do it for the 11th round. Mike Weaver still looking fresh heading back to his corner. Dokes looked fresher in that round than he appeared to be in 8, 9, or 10. Left hand that, fortunately for Dokes, just caught him as he was backing out of the way.
Yeah, that was the best punch in the round. That one good punch like that could very well win a round.
Dokes on his feet ahead of Weaver. 12th round underway.
Don, the corner instruction of Weaver was excellent. Don Manuel told him, don't load up, let your shots go. You're not cutting them off. You got to back them up. You're making them go round the circle. You got to cut the guy off, let your shots go. Don't load up. Don't look for one big punch.
Good right by Dokes there at the end of that exchange as Weaver sends a long blow marginally low to the midsection of Michael Dokes.
Body shots definitely hurting Michael Dokes. That left hip he hit him was like a liver shot, and that really took the legs out from underneath of Michael Dokes.
Particularly at this stage, the 12th round of a fight. We repeat that Dokes has never gone this long in his professional career. Just 24, the experienced Mike Weaver at 30. Knows what he has to do here in the late going.
I think Mike Weaver's going to wait. As soon as Michael Dokes slaps his head, he's going to nail him with a left uppercut. Because Michael's putting his head right out there for him to nail. And it's a cardinal sin. Never put your head first, your hands first.
A little less spring in the step of Michael Dokes again in this 12th round.
And he's getting a little sluggish. Getting a little sluggish, now. Don.
Come on, punch it down.
Let's face it, Weaver's got to be tiring too, but he's in far better condition.
I think, Don, you're the boxing expert. It just happened. I seen where Weaver was slowing up.
And he caught a couple of good shots there, the left and the right from Michael Dokes. I don't care who you are, what shape you're in, you got to be tired after a bruising battle like this into the 12th round.
especially under these conditions. The heat's got to take its toll on the fighters. They're sweating profusely. They come in sweating, and therefore they can't. All the water going out of the body. You and I both know there's plenty of liquid in your system, but it takes a lot of strength away from you also.
The guy lost half a gallon out here in the sun this afternoon. Not humid, but very, very hot. Less than 30 seconds to go in this 12th round. Low blow, it appeared, from Weaver.
Keep him up, keep him up. Don't hold it, don't hold it. Step back, Brett. Step back, you guys.
Steele saying, you guys, step back. Listen to me, will you? He's earning his pay, the referee. Less than 5 seconds to go in the 12th round. Combination at the bell by Michael Dokes to end round 12. Now let's go to Chris Schenken and Lou Gossett.
The number one.
Weaver got perhaps the best punch of that round off. That liver shot that Angelo Dundee talked about.
Mike Dokes was getting very arm weary. He had his special trainer come into the ring. I don't know who the guy is, but he's a massage guy because he was rubbing his arms furiously. He's really getting arm weary. He can't get his arms up.
A new experience for him. Into a 13th round now. I have Weaver ahead at this stage, ever so slightly, and I think if he can hold and continue to do what he has done the last 5 or 6 rounds, he'll be all right. I think that Dokes has got to do something rather spectacular here to make sure of this win. Angelo, how do you feel about it?
I feel it's a very close fight myself. I think these next 3 rounds we very well can tell the winner of this fight. I think Weaver's slightly ahead.
His earlier cuts of no consequence now.
You notice that the way the foot grabbed that time on that lead in the middle, that Budweiser sign? They painted that sign with lead paint, and every time the guys try to slide forward, their feet will grab. And that just happened to Mike Weaver. Body shots are really taking their toll on Michael Dokes. He just got nailed a couple of good body shots, a left hook and a right hand to the body. And he's really sucking for wind, the kid. And he's really blowing.
A key point you made earlier, the body shot's the most telling of all, the most wearing of all into the late rounds of a fight such as this. Caution for holding from the referee, Richard Steele, to Michael Dokes. Snapping left hand thrown out. Now a good body shot thrown by Michael Weaver as Dokes retaliates, counter-punching off the ropes and leaning into him.
Michael really got hurt with those shots that time. And really, you see, he can't even get his hands up, the poor kid. And if he gets dropped this round, it wouldn't surprise me, Don.
He's got a little over a minute to get through this 13th round. Dokes very arm-weary now. Got right a long time in arriving. Not much snap to his punches, but he's got heart. He continues to throw at Weaver, who continues to keep coming after him.
Rich is saying, watch your head, because poor Michael Dokes is going in and trying to grab, that's all, with the head first.
He's coming in low all the time with it. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the 13th round. Both men have been hurt, but not down.
Notice Michael Weaver still keeps the same pace, slow.
Much faster hand speed throughout this bout, in particular now. Although Dokes did get a good right off there. And there's the bell to end the 13th. 2 to go to decide the WBA heavyweight championship here in Las Vegas. And I'm with you, Angelo. Dokes is surprising because he looks like he's really tiring and wearing himself out. He'll come off the ropes, as he did there, and sting you with a couple of shots. They were furiously massaging the upper body, arms and chest of Michael Dokes in his corner. Weaver on his feet, 13th round underway. 14th.
Johnny Taco is trying to keep him facing the sun, but there's no sun out there actually to bother anybody. I think the best thing Taco said was hit him in the belly, and he did a good job on the guy's cut, where the body shots are taking his toll on Michael Dokes. you know what the old story is? The body don't move, the head does.
Ripping left hand made contact from Mike Weaver that time.
Best shot was the body shot. He missed the left hook, missed the right hand. The left hook to the body landed.
And that backed Dokes up all the more. Actually, Dokes, considering the fact that he's a little soft on conditioning, you can see that is doing very well, hanging in here.
Dokes has got nothing. Dokes is fighting on guts, courage that he's got plenty of.
A lot of it.
And he has nothing in there, actually. No sting, no bounce, no nothing.
There certainly isn't much sting. Those punches coming from a retreating position off his heel, not having much effect. But they're scoring blows when he lands them. Weaver there lashing out the left again, missing with the right hand.
Weaver's making the mistake of looking for a one punch. Should go underneath like he's doing there. Really dig down because that's the shot he's hurting him with.
Midway on the 14th. The body punches have certainly helped Dokes. He wades in again with the left, follows with the right to the head.
Mike Weaver's literally running at the guy to get the shots. And Dokes is smart enough to wrap him up and tie him up because otherwise he's going to catch those shots downstairs.
There he grabs him again. A little over a minute to go on the 14th.
Yeah, Michael Dokes is really hurting him there. Every shot he's getting hit right now is hurting him.
Dokes reaching down for a reserve of second wind that has been a long time in coming, and he hasn't found it yet.
In boxing is no extra gas tank. You can't cover up. You got to go in there completely conditioned.
Again, leaning in on Mike Weaver. That's about all he can do, is the crowd now booing him a little bit for that. The man is exhausted. Less than 30 seconds to go in the 14th round. And the judges have to be impressed with the freshness of Weaver, the crispness, and the fact that Dokes is hanging on a lot of these later rounds.
Dokes is actually grabbing and putting his arm down to his side so he won't get hurt with those body shots.
Trying to protect himself there, but a couple have gotten through. There's the bell. The 14th round is over. Michael Dokes, look how slowly he makes his way back to that corner. So glad to find that stool waiting for him.
You have got to box, and your hands has got to move. I need this round. You understand what I'm saying? When he throw one, you got to throw four. You got to have the best round this round. Captain, we need this round. You got to finish strong. You understand? You got to have this round. Hold it.
That is pretty sound advice, that you need this round if you're going to win. But will this round be enough for Dokes to win now? I think Weaver has widened his lead.
Breathe one up. Breathe in. Deep one up. Hold his band shot. Hold his band. Deep one up.
The body shots have been punishing ones. And again, it was Weaver with the most effective blow, the left to the body. Michael Dokes, you saw him lean in again, wearily to hang on. Dokes on his stool, getting up slowly as the 15th round is underway. Good left thrown early by Weaver. Dokes trying to find some energy to throw those 4 punches to 1. His corner urged him to do.
Weaver's going to try to keep him busy. Dokes is going to try to flurry and keep out of danger.
Weaver appears to be leading here. But remember, when he was behind Johnny Tate, had to have a knockout to win in the 15th round. He got one. He looks every bit as fresh here. These two look like they're back in round 1 right now.
Yeah, Weaver's a puncher, pure puncher, and if you get a shot in there, you're liable to see Dokes go down.
And I would think that Dokes needs the big knockout punch if he's going to hold on to his title here in the 15th.
Yeah, Dokes has definitely got to hold on, but he's going to fall down because completely exhausted. Admirable that he's staying up.
Chopping right. Now the left to the body. A telling blow by Mike Weaver. Raining punches all over Dokes. There's the right to the side of the head by Weaver. Dokes not faring well in this exchange. Wildly missing now.
If I were Weaver, Don, I wouldn't be gambling like that.
No.
Cover up, let your body shots go. Forget about gambling.
I think he may have it wide. He can afford to perhaps go into a conservative shell now rather than risk what he's doing at the present time.
I tell you, the heads have been coming into play. Weaver has a big hematoma over his right eye. He's very lucky this is the 15th round.
Halfway through it, Michael Dokes with a big, big heart, game as can be, going now 5 rounds longer than he ever has before, trying to hang on to his title.
I'm surprised that Dokes doesn't have a big lump on his head because it's strictly a clash of heads. And that hematoma over Mike Weaver's right eye is a very bad thing, and he's very lucky it is the 15th round.
Time on his side now, not on Dokes.
Big swelling over the right eye caused by budding. It's like the blood rushing into one spot over the eye.
Surprised we haven't seen it before now, the way their heads have been coming together. Crowd chanting Weaver.
Also, the big lump created when you blow your nose because the air gets under the tissues and this causes the swelling.
Referee slipped, almost caught in the middle of that exchange. 25 seconds to go in the fight. The WBA championship at stake. And it looks now as though indeed, after the early knockout and the fight being stopped, it will go the distance. A tremendous punishment taken by Dokes there from Weaver. A good right by Dokes in retaliation. These two are going to go at it right down to the final seconds of the 15th and final round. And it has gone the distance. It'll be in the hands now of the 3 judges, Harold Letterman, Larry Hazard, and Jerry Roth, to decide whether Michael Weaver has regained the championship or Michael Dokes gets to keep the crown he won.
And Don, like I always say, I'm glad I'm not a judge.
Well, as we talked about scoring philosophies, we'll look here now as Dokes came with a snapping right on that 15th round, but overall took the worst of it from Weaver, I thought, on the 15th by far. So do you go with the guy who was the aggressor steadily following his plan, Weaver, or go with the guy who was counterpunching, backpedaling, Michael Dokes?
I tell you, that was the best round of the fight, that last round. They really made it hang out. Great shots thrown at each other, both gambling.
The first 30 seconds in round 1, the last 30 seconds in round 15, the best action all the way along. But you've got to give Weaver a lot of credit. The man, no matter which way it goes, can hold his head high as he came back in search of his title. He's erased that 63-second effort once and for all. And Dokes, you got to admire his heart. The man simply had an empty gas tank from round 9 on. Where he found enough to get through, I don't know, but was effective at times, even though he was exhausted in the final few rounds.
It wouldn't surprise me to see that Dokes may have a rib separation or a broken rib.
He took enough body shots to perhaps have that happen. Interesting fight. The most interesting part for me was the fact that it was Weaver who lunged at Dokes at the beginning of the first round, not the other way around. Dokes is a tired boxer right now. 24 years of age. He has earned his big paycheck tonight as champion. The question is, will he be fighting as champion the next time? Or will Michael Weaver, this man, be again the WBA's heavyweight boxing champion? We'll know very shortly as the judges' scorecards are being collected here at ringside in Las Vegas, Nevada, right in behind the Dunes Hotel. Much more comfortable conditions now will prevail for Greg Page and Ronaldo Snipes, and then later on for Larry Holmes and Tim Witherspoon as they contest the WBC title.
Don, you know what kills me?
In the center of it all is Jimmy Lennon, the ring announcer. Here's the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a majority decision in this WBA Heavyweight Championship fight. I will read the point totals for you. At 145 to 141, Jerry Roth votes in favor of Michael Dokes. Ladies and gentlemen, he is overruled by Larry Hazard, who scores at 144 to 144. Harold Lederman, 143 to 143. A majority decision. It is even a draw.
A draw?
No.
So that means that Michael Dokes will retain the championship, and Of all the fights I ever saw, this one I did not figure to end in a draw.
No, I couldn't see that. There was no splitting hairs. Either one guy won the round or the other guy won the round.
You have two judges who had it even, and you had one judge with a 4-point spread for Dokes.
Yeah.
145 to 141 was the first judge, and then 144, 144, 143, 143. Jerry Roth, the Nevada judge, was the one who gave the 4-point advantage to Michael Dokes. So the draw enables Dokes amazingly to retain his championship over Mike Weaver. We'll be back with more from Las Vegas, Nevada, right after this.
Look at that picture. A jam-packed house here now, ready for the Larry Holmes, Tim Witherspoon WBC World Heavyweight Championship fight. Familiar voice in boxing ring announcing for many years. The uncle of the Lennon sisters. Here's Jimmy Lennon.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Tonight, the big Crown Affairs feature event, the main attraction of the evening. Don King Production, in conjunction with RSVP and the beautiful Dunes Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is for the Heavyweight Championship of the World Boxing Council title, 12 rounds of boxing. The officials as appointed by Nevada State Athletic Commission. Your referee will be the District Attorney from Reno, California, Mr. Mills Lane. Out of California, judging at ringside, Chuck Hassett with Herb Santos of Reno and Charles Minker of Las Vegas, Nevada. Timekeeping at the bell, Mike Lachella with Charlie Roth, Dr. Larry Rabin, Dr. Donald Romeo, Dr. Flip Pomansky in attendance at ringside. And here we go. Presenting to you the challenger on my right. Wearing white trunks with a black trim, hailing from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in tonight at 219 pounds. The number 3 contender, he has remained undefeated, scoring 11 knockouts in 15 straight wins, and he has earned the name of Terrible Tim Witherspoon. Ladies and gentlemen, as his opponent, the defending champion, hailing from Easton, Pennsylvania. He weighs in a trim and ready 213 pounds. A champion that has done everything asked of him. He has remained undefeated with 30 knockouts in 42 straight wins. Here he is, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes. Your referee, the District Attorney of Reno, Nevada, now to give instructions.
Right, yeah. All right, Larry. Ready, Eddie? Okay, we've gone through the instruction in the dressing room. Any questions from the challengers, Chief Second? From the challenger. Any questions from Mr. Fudge? No questions. From the champion. All right, protect yourself at all times. Let's get it on.
Get it on, Mills Lane, who also refereed the Cooney Holmes fight here in Las Vegas. Tail of the tape, 8 years younger, Tim Witherspoon. Same height, 6.5 pull in the weights. The reach difference could be a factor 4 inches. Fist size, well, Holmes is a big man. In there at 213 pounds, Angelo Dundee. That's a good weight for the champ.
Great weight. But I was watching Tim Witherspoon. He's not awed, and he kept saying famous words because Muhammad said the same thing to Sonny Liston. I got you. And Tim is not being intimidated by
Look at him block
Larry
those
Holmes.
left jabs. Beautifully done. And the defense is important, especially from the jab.
Well, he's a well-taught young man. That Slim Jim Robinson's a heck of a trainer. He's been schooling him for a long time.
Witherspoon being the aggressor here. He's in the white trunks with the black stripes. Holmes in his Holmes red, as he calls it.
Chris, you know, reach is a very deceptive thing. It's the way you put your feet into the pocket between the other guy's 2 feet. Reach is deceptive. It's the way you plant your punch. So the reach differentiation is nothing.
All right, how are these 2 heavyweights doing with that front foot?
Well, the front foot's right in there.
Yes, it is.
And Tim Witherspoon is slipping in and letting the jab go. You call that a slip jab.
Scheduled for 12 rounds, the WBC rules. These are 8-ounce gloves, 10-point must, 3 judges. The referee, a new thing, safety valve, can give a standing 8 count if he desires.
Oh, yes, and I feel a little good about it. I talked to Suleiman, and standing 8 count, if the guy's against the ropes, they take him away from the ropes to do the count.
Larry's going for it all, obviously with those combination punches. Definitely the left hook. And Holmes has proven his defense over the last 14 title defenses. When he has been in trouble, Angelo, he's always had that great condition, ability, hard to come back.
He came back something tremendously from a lot of fights. Looked like he couldn't get up anymore. Came up with the right uppercut. That won the Weaver fight.
Slipping inside to avoid those heavy punches thrown by the champion, Larry Holmes, was Tim Witherspoon of Philadelphia. Attended Lincoln University in Missouri for a year. He's had tough going. He's got a brother, light heavyweight, undefeated in 9. That was partially blocked.
Tim's got a very unique way of blocking punches. He keeps that right hand of his planted on the left side of his jaw, a la Sugar Ray Robinson. Ray Robinson used to do that all the time and intimidate you.
Your Sugar Ray Leonard wasn't bad. All right, 2 heavyweights here in the first round, trying to decide who's going to take charge. Temperature now about 70 degrees. Sun has been out a long time. Las Vegas time 9:25. So we have less than 25 seconds remaining in round 1.
I know Tim Witherspoon's very happy to be fighting the guy from the book. He said he had all kinds of trouble with Mr. Snipes because of the way he ran away and his awkwardness.
Witherspoon, who has not had a fight in a little over a year because of an injury to the jaw and an abscessed wisdom tooth. It was Snipes that he beat. All right. He is a quiet, friendly 25-year-old heavyweight from Philadelphia. He's having a good time. All right. That's Eddie Alano, and there is Slim Jim Robinson on the left. Pretty good fighter in his own right.
Great one. Up underneath here. You mean he put his left leg up, left leg up off the floor. You hit his right hand over here, Timmy. Right. Okay. All right. Put a little bit more pressure on him. Keep him running from you. You roll underneath your right hand, Tim. Next time you do it, go over top with your left hook. All right. I wish you said mouthpiece out there. Come on. I got it. You got it, Eddie? All right. You're rolling, okay? You roll and you punch at him, okay?
It's right on his back.
Minimum amount of talking, but right to the point for the young heavyweight contender.
Very good job being done.
Come on now. Hey boy, stand up.
And of course, your old nemesis Eddie Futch in Larry Holmes' corner. Not saying too much because the champion, a veteran of 42 fights, winning them all, pretty much at this point knows what to do. There again, Witherspoon blocking the punches, coming back with a right of his own. Listen to those punches.
It's a real good boxing match, really. They're trying to outsmart each other right now. Larry's trying to suck him in for a right-hand counter. He's waving that left hand in front of his face. Well, he's definitely looking to hit him with a right hand.
Going to the body now is Witherspoon. He looks so confident. Talking with him, he was so determined. Had some animosity toward the champion because of a couple of incidents here at the Dunes. At this point, early in round 2, he is not in awe of the champion.
No, he's not. He's a well-conditioned young man. He's been well taught. And he's doing the right thing. He's taking it to Larry, trying to keep him off balance. The old story is you get those guys with the oldish type of fighters, the old timer, you back them up, you take their mobility away from them.
And again to the body with the right hand, and the one to the left was partially blocked. Round 2 scheduled for 12. Final bout on this unique boxing doubleheader in Las Vegas.
Beautiful shot by Witherspoon.
Yes.
Larry tried to counter with a right hand uppercut. He's going to see that more often if Witherspoon keeps throwing that right hand to the body. He's going to get countered with a right uppercut.
Larry in a lackluster performance against Lucian Rodriguez in a coming home championship bout. Looks much better tonight.
This is the worry about Larry, because, you know, you got to get yourself physically and mentally up for guys. You know, and he had a lackluster fight against Lucian Rodriguez, but here he is against a guy, 15 fights. So he must be saying to himself, how could he lick me?
Larry moving forward a little bit more now. Trying with the combination, and again, caught in the arms or the gloves. Is that a good idea to drop that left hand, Witherspoon?
Well, he's trying to sneak in a right hand counter himself. He's looking for Larry to throw a right hand at him. He's a well-taught young man. See him block the right hand with an elbow right there.
Less than 30 seconds remaining in round 2. There have been no knockdowns. Neither fighter is marked. Both have landed effective punches. Beautiful boxing exhibition here.
I love this. This is what you call pure boxing.
This is absolutely picture book almost. The bell in 5. Good right hand. That's flush. All right, as they take that 1 minute rest, let's go to Don Chevrier.
All right, Chris, and Mike Weaver's with me here at ringside. Mike, did you know the 2 judges who called the fight even, your fight, also called the 15th round even? If they had gone the other way for you, you would have won it.
Yes, I felt that I won the fight because I did all the fighting and the pressure. Dokes did all the running and the holding and the thumbing and the hitting low. You know, I felt I won the fight.
How do you feel when he says he won't fight you again?
Well, I expected it because he know he didn't win the fight. He know I gave him the toughest fight of his career, and he know he don't want to take the chance fighting me again. So I don't expect him to give me a rematch. I'm got to fight and hope I get one for somebody.
A lot of us at ringside thought you won. You obviously felt you won as well.
Yes, I felt I won. But somehow I seem to cannot beat the system.
It's tough sometimes. You fought your heart out. All right, let's go back to Chris now. Witherspoon and Holmes.
Thank you, Mike and Don. Now, round 3 of a scheduled 12-round heavyweight championship bout. On the right, in the white trunks with the black trim, and with red, Larry Holmes, Tim Witherspoon. Witherspoon as game as they come.
I know that Tim Witherspoon is trying to take the legs out from Larry Holmes because those legs have been traveling for a long, long time. So what he's trying to do is take the legs out from under him and be able to cut him off and hit him some good punches.
A decided underdog is Witherspoon. They're on the left. I've heard he was a 7-1 underdog, and I remember in '64 being with you in Miami, calling a fight, a 22-year-old named Cassius Clay against Sonny Liston was 7-1, and he won.
That's correct, and Muhammad said the same thing that this kid said, I got you, in the middle of the ring.
And at that time, Muhammad had run 19 bouts undefeated. He was 22 years old. Tim Witherspoon has won 15 undefeated and is 25. So in championship heavyweight boxing, anything can happen.
And Chris, you got to remember one thing. The 12-round route is better for Witherspoon because he's been to 10-round route. So 2 more rounds is not going to bother him physically or psychologically.
In only 15 fights, Witherspoon has gone 10 rounds twice in his career, but now asked to go 12. There's that Holmes left jab. Can be punishing.
Only thing is not landing. Witherspoon is popping it good with that right. He's got Larry confused with that right hand to the side.
Caught on the ear, that right hand thrown by the champion. Ooh, a body punch dug into the side.
Larry's trying to hit him a right-hand counter. The danger with that, Chris, is that he's going to get hit with a left hook counter himself from Witherspoon.
With a minute to go, Angelo Dundee, is it what you thought it would be?
Yes, I thought this fight going to be a dangerous fight.
You told me it was going to go 12. Again to the left side of Holmes' body. Oh, the liver.
I knew tonight was going to be an excellent night of boxing, all the way. It's been proven that way. See that double step that Witherspoon gave? You call it a stutter step. He knocks you off balance with it. This is youth. That's reflex. Much faster reflexes than Larry Holmes.
And for the first time, with 18 seconds to go in the third round, Witherspoon caught successive stiff jabs. Can't get lax. He walked right into that right hand. Partial uppercut. But Cannons comes right back. Smothering Holmes. Let's go to Larry Holmes' corner. Eddie Futch, Bill Prezant, and the entourage comes in. Jake Holmes. Listen to these fans. Witherspoon said something to the champion.
He said, "You want to continue? Let's go." And Larry says, "Come on." He said, "Okay." Right up under what's going on.
There he is, 33-year-old Larry Holmes, who has indicated that this will be the last year. Just not saying much, and when they do, it's very soft. It's always a soft-spoken corner.
Larry Holmes has to be very careful. He can't let emotion take hold here. Professionalism's got to take hold, because otherwise he's going to wind up taking some real good shots from this kid who took Larry's right hand very well.
Now they're in the middle of the ring, under the bright lights before thousands of boxing fans. Holmes now getting more set. A little more in a really punching position.
He's just planting his feet. He's looking to get this kid out of there. Might be a mistake. He's got to bounce. He's got to move. He's got to set this kid up. Well, this kid's got some great moves. Slim Jim Robinson is a well-groomed teacher of fighting, because he was so slick nobody would fight the sucker, because nobody could hit him.
Mike Russman found that out. All right. Witherspoon, does he remind you of any heavyweight from the past, Angelo?
Well, I tell you, he reminds me a little bit about a young Ken Norton, the way he plants his foot, slips, plenty of body motion, complete fighter. I mean, I'm impressed, and I was impressed before the fight.
He's a baby-faced heavyweight.
And I'll tell you, Witherspoon got a little bit of Archie Moore in him, too, because he crossed his arms in front of him. He got Larry messed up with this. Larry's got to watch himself with this kick, but this kid's going to nail him.
What a brilliant job the referee, Mills Lane, the district attorney of Marshall County in Nevada, is doing in this bout. Letting them work, letting them go, and that's the way it should be.
That's 2 points for us little guys, Chris. Does a good job for a little guy. I mean,
he's
strong and dictates the pace of the fight.
Larry trying to unload that right-hand lead. Measurement with the left. Witherspoon just keeps crossing that right hand above his face. Counters with a left hook. This battle in the rope square in Las Vegas with a minute to go. Round 4.
Witherspoon's going to have to find out. He's going to have to slip away from that right hand of Larry. He's got to go to the right of Larry and away from that right hand counter.
They're staying with it range at all times. Both of them. And again, Angelo, as you said, he walked right into that right.
Yes, he's got to move over to the right side so he won't get countered. But Larry's a great right hand counter puncher.
And his are damaging punches.
Witherspoon got a little damage over his left thigh, Chris.
Yes. Larry's knockouts and title defensive usually come in later rounds. His earliest was in a third round over Leon Spinks in Detroit. So right now 4 rounds have been completed with 8 to go. Comfortable temperatures as we go to a lovely lady, Leandra Riley.
Muhammad Ali, it looks like Larry Holmes is getting a little bit of a challenge. Do you agree?
Well, yes, Tim is much better than I thought he was. He's got a reach. He's as tall as Holmes. He has no fear, no respect for his punches. Holmes' best punch is a left jab. He's blocking and standing close. He's got to reach himself. He can present a problem in later rounds. And I would almost make a prediction that the way it looks now, if Holmes don't knock him out, Tim will win on decision.
Thank you very much, Muhammad Ali. Tim by decision.
No doubt thinking of 20 years ago, Muhammad Ali. We're going to replay a couple of jabs thrown by Larry Holmes, Angelo. There's one. There's another one.
Yeah, Slim Jim Robinson complained to the referee, Miles Lane, and told him that he's thumbing Tim Witherspoon. I think that's a mark of a good trainer, second, making the referee aware there's something going on in there.
That's right. It's a little psyching. It's getting your best hold, and that's what you have to do when the big men are fighting. Throw the kitchen sink if you have to.
Anything. Grab the guy's leg.
Step on his shoes. What pretty combinations.
Yeah, that was a 4-punch combination. The last right hand got in.
Holmes didn't like that shot to the belly. Comes back with a good right hand.
I don't think anybody likes it to the belly.
Mills Lane asserting his authority. When they break.
Larry's talking to Tim Witherspoon and said, "What are you doing that for?" So there's a lot of metal maneuvering in there also.
Angelo detected an abrasion in the left corner of Tim Witherspoon's eye. No blood flowing, but an abrasion, bruise.
That could be created by a thumb. It could be a punch. It could be a lot of things. It could be a little bit of an elbow because the eyelid is buffed.
We're in the 5th round, scheduled for 12. Earlier, Michael Dokes retained his WBA World Heavyweight Championship. A draw against Mike Weaver.
First time I ever saw Larry Holmes look at his corner because they're talking to Larry. And I don't know why he's looking at the corner. That's a no-no, because you can get nailed a shot when you look at your corner.
Partially blocked all of those shots. And the more punches you throw, Angelo, the more armor you could get as we look ahead in the scheduled 12-rounder.
Larry's concerned about this youngster's style, though. He's having problems with it, and he's taking 4-punch combinations to land.
At 219.5, Tim Witherspoon from Philadelphia on the right. He's a contender that believes youth and hunger will overcome this championship bout.
Doing what he has to do. He's taking it to the champion, and he's trying to nail him with some punches. And he's fighting the fight kind of the fight because when you fight for a title, you got to give it.
And Larry Holmes' left side, just above the belt, starting to get bruised because that's where Witherspoon has leveled a lot of his right hands. And look at that move. Holmes comes to the right, and Witherspoon comes to his left.
Offsets him.
Yes. He probably liked the corner, like here. All right, the end of round 5, and a surprising performance by the undefeated contender from Philadelphia, Tim Witherspoon.
Chris, you're going to see a lot more of what Tim Witherspoon just did. He's a southpaw, and he's going to start switching and letting his southpaw stance come into play.
Larry Holmes and Tim Witherspoon, another part of the Crown Affair. Looking back now at some combinations by the champion Larry Holmes. Here they are.
1, 2, 3, 4 punch combination. The last right hand got in.
Yes. And there he is, perspiring freely here under the lights at the dunes.
Larry Holmes worried me that last round. He stood up for quite a while before he sat down. A mark that those body shots are definitely getting to him.
Now they're ready for round 6. Mills Lane tells them to stay back nearer of the corner. Now they come out near the center of the ring. They've used a lot of it. Witherspoon on the attack.
They really gave Larry Holmes a bath in that corner because his trunks are completely soaked and his body's completely soaked and he's dripping pretty good.
Witherspoon looks as though he's completely dried out. Great training coming into this bout by Jim Robinson. Ooh, he tried
great right hand. He missed a great right hand.
We're in the 6th round, and here you see the average rounds per fight. Holmes, an average of 7. Witherspoon, an average of 4.8.
They're begging Larry to let that right hand go when Tim Witherspoon comes in. Where that right hand counter has worked very good for Larry Holmes.
There's the jab that Larry Holmes is famous for. And of course, as you always point out, Angelo, that's the punch that sets up everything else. And again, digging that right to the body. Oh. Holmes, who conditioned himself superbly for this bout. There's the jab starting to work. Another one.
Larry Holmes may have come in light, may have trained very hard. You got to be very careful with an older guy. You can't train yourself because this way you lose all your strength. Yes.
What about training at 33 years of age?
Well, Chris, you know what you got to do? You got to bide your time. You know, you got to say it's like the old bull and the young bull. Take your time. Don't be in no hurry because you got to get your condition and contain it. You can't train like a 21-year-old kid or a 24-year-old kid can. You got to abide your training. Take a day off now and then because you can definitely leave it. You got to save it for the fight.
Holmes trying to drop that right hand with the jabs, trying to put together combinations, but in most cases always not within range. Round 6 we're looking at right now. Another right to the body by Witherspoon.
Larry's getting him a dose of his own medicine. He let the right hand go to the body.
Another shot to the ear.
Larry's used the Muhammad Ali trick, opening up his glove to keep the guy's head off to the side.
I like one trait of Tim Witherspoon. He keeps that chin chucked in. Keeps that target not exposed, fully exposed. Whereas Larry, his chin is right out there. Okay, the end of round 6, scheduled for 12. Halfway. Let's go to the corner of Tim Witherspoon. Four brothers, 3 sisters, a big family.
You're okay, Timmy, but you got to punch at him a little bit more, okay? Not punching at him enough. You want to win this here fight, okay? All right, if it goes the distance, Timmy, you got to punch at him more than you're punching at him, all right?
Going down the stretch.
All right? You can't fight him. 7. You're going to the 7th round now, okay? You can't fight him even up, Tim. Okay. You got to take this away from him.
Take it from him.
You got to take this away from him. You
Step
got to go to him.
Don't show him no respect.
That's right. Don't show him no respect.
Walk over.
Hands
Come
up.
on, Tim. Come on, you push it.
Push it.
I'm impressed by the alertness of the contender Witherspoon, listening to everything that Robinson is telling him. Some good advice as we replay. There's the left to the body, a right coat on the ear of the champion. Backs up and then gets reset again as we get set for the 7th round.
What's some concern in Larry Holmes' corner about his side bothering him, and they had to go right to work on it.
Snapping away from that long right hand, still getting some of it, got a good stiff left jab right there, comes back with one of his own.
Very interesting contest. I'm enjoying the maneuvering, the way they're trying to outsmart each other. And let's see that reach. You notice how Witherspoon now jabs Larry once in a while? So to get in the position.
Again to the body in this manly art of self-defense.
You see what I mean about youth? Witherspoon's a shade quicker than Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes is missing his counters in several spots.
You know, we point out that Witherspoon, who's putting on a good show against the champion, only 15 fights, but won them all. He had 7 amateur bouts. He won 6 and lost 1.
Throwing great punches. He's really doing some things in there that Larry hasn't seen in a long time.
And that body is taking a tremendous beating. That was right on the solar plexus, that left hand.
Really, really big, strong young man, Mr. Witherspoon.
Round 7.
I tell you, Larry is fighting right now for survival, Chris, because this kid is giving him everything.
Larry catching punches that he normally would not, and missing with combinations that he normally lands. This is unbelievable. Champion Larry Holmes undefeated in 42 fights. His hands full here in the 7th round with about a minute to go. Witherspoon taking everything that the champion comes back with, including that right hand. Sort of rolling away from the punches.
Witherspoon got hurt with a right hand on top of the head, Chris. He reacted where he got a little hurt, but you got to be very, very careful. Another shot like that will put him down.
And now he's getting much too close. Getting much too close to the champion.
Witherspoon could have got very well arm weary, but he's looking for one shot now, which is a mistake.
Bring it to me, says Witherspoon. What a battle here. 30 seconds to go in the 7th round. What a night. The Crown Affair in Las Vegas. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Great fight.
Contrasting styles, youth versus the venerable Larry Holmes.
Use that word venerable, Chris. You gotta be careful.
Larry Holmes now getting more right hands through. More solid punches, finding the range. He is upset. He is not completely satisfied with his performance. Look at that determination on this 33-year-old's face. Witherspoon. Let's look back. There is the right hand. And that was flush, and on the top of the head, the champion comes back with his right.
Right hand count.
Now boxing fans, announcing
And
round
all
8.
those punches hurt. Angelo, how are you scoring the fight? I got it even.
I'm not keeping score. This is a very close fight. I think it's up for grabs. I think Witherspoon, I think Larry actually is fighting for survival. But Witherspoon is really putting him to the test now.
Just Witherspoon has all the confidence in the world. I want him, and here he can have him in the 8th round. The champion Larry Holmes. On the far side of the ring, Witherspoon, his back to us, both 6 feet 3 inches tall. Their first meeting, first fight for Witherspoon, and I'm really surprised that in a year.
Because we have a matchup here where you have aggression. Guy taking it to a guy, making the fight, he should be getting the points. But, we had a little something like that in Weaver. So we don't know, which way to go, so I'm a little hesitant. But I would say this fight is up for grabs. I think Witherspoon's got a slight edge.
3 American judges are scoring it on the 10-point must. The referee, Mills Lane, does not score. And what a great job he is doing, allowing these 2 heavyweights to fire away at will.
The mark of a great referee, Chris, is when you don't see them. Those guys that make themselves presentable, badgering fighters, they don't make good referees. That's a good referee. He's letting the action speak for itself.
And those others I don't mind talking about when they do a bad job. So important. 11 knockouts for Witherspoon. Larry Holmes, his 42 victories, has 30 knockouts. There you see the ratio. Look at that, how even.
Witherspoon's going back to the slipping, the sliding routine, which is great. And his quickness is really taking advantage of Larry Holmes.
Halfway point now of round 8 is scheduled for 12.
I guess Terrible Tim is terrible, Chris.
It's terribly good.
Terribly good, that's right.
Falling beautifully inside that long right hand.
There goes the southpaw switch, you know.
Yes.
But Larry was smart enough to push him down with his hands. He's pushing on him. All those little tricks out of experience.
Credit must go to the teachers of both fighters.
Yes.
It's almost a lesson in what should be done in the ring.
Can't do better than Fudge.
Slowing the pace down just a little bit here in the final 30 seconds of round 8. There have been no knockdowns, only abrasion in the left corner of Witherspoon's eye.
There goes the southpaw stance. You catch it, Chris? Very smooth. I think he'll be doing a lot more of that because it's working on Larry, switching southpaw. Larry hasn't fought that many southpaws.
Obviously, Witherspoon showing us he can take a punch. This will be a much-needed 1-minute rest because we've just passed round 8. That means 4 to go here in the second part of a unprecedented World Heavyweight Championship doubleheader. Dokes on a draw, retaining his title against Mike Weaver, and now Witherspoon, the number 3 contender, going against the world champion of the WBC, Larry Holmes. And that is an overview scene, a beautiful shot here in Las Vegas. Round 9 coming up.
Take that title from him, okay? You got to punch more like you did in the 8th round.
Okay. Put the pressure on him. Okay. Put the pressure on him.
Don't lay outside him too long. Lay outside him too long, Tim.
You don't have fresh air. That's it. Hey, Tim. Hey, come on.
The great cutman, Eddie Aliano, doing a very useful job.
Get on him. Get on him, man.
You notice how he acknowledges Slim Jim Robinson? What a gentleman. They have great respect for each other.
You know, you got to appreciate that because it's teamwork. You work together, you scheme, you make your moves, you're thinking, and you're one person. You're a blend.
This is such an interesting bout. Strategy so well planned by both corners that you almost forget to score the fight. Now he's got Holmes moving.
Larry got himself got a bath in the corner again. Larry got hurt with that right hand.
Yes, he did.
On the side of the head. Larry's hurt.
Keep a look. We'll keep.
Larry's hurt.
Yes, he is.
He's hurt. He's hurt now.
But in the past, when he's been hurt, he's blinking his eyes now. Look at it.
Definitely a hurt fighter.
He's hurt.
Witherspoon has definitely got the guy. All he got to do is take his time. He got Larry Holmes hurt in bad shape.
And we still have a couple of minutes to go here in the 9th round.
Yeah, all Witherspoon's got to do is be Witherspoon.
Good body shot that made him wince.
Yes. His body shots is taking their toll, Chris.
A left hook that caught Holmes, unguarded. Coming back with a short right hand. That must have hurt Witherspoon, too, because he covered up.
Great right hand. That's a great right hand. Larry Holmes is hurt. He's out of it.
Yes, he is. Oh, he's going to do it. Larry Holmes. We have a minute and 30 to go.
Larry Holmes is out of it.
One more. He's going to go down.
He's out of it.
With the heart of a champion, trying to fight back. 1 minute to go.
Yes, you said it so well. The mark of a champion. And believe me, there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
He's got a big mouse under his right eye. Holmes fighting with the courage of a winner of 42 straight. Look at this bombing now by a hurt champion.
This is survival of the fittest in its purest kind.
35 seconds counted. Will Holmes get off the hook? You cannot be saved by the bell. They've been covering these bouts together since way back when. And I don't know when there was a more interesting ninth round in any heavyweight championship.
All right, Kenny. You tired, Kenny, too. All right? You ain't tired now, Kenny.
There is one of the punches that got the champion in trouble. He immediately went into that clinch to collect himself. Witherspoon with another, then the left.
Number 10, round 10.
What an attack. Witherspoon was sort of looking back what he thought was his corner as he just keeps throwing 1-2s.
And look, Larry, sucking it up, taking it all out. Great, great fighter. Great fighter, whatever happens in this fight.
7-1 underdog, Tim Witherspoon.
The big guys you never know.
All right, this is round 10. 3 rounds to go. Can the older man last? Can Witherspoon keep his cool and not get over anxious, make too many mistakes to be knocked out by the champion?
Larry Holmes did something and come out bouncing. Magnificent.
Larry Holmes very much at home in Las Vegas. 8 title defenses of his 15 right here in this city. So he loves the desert. Now wisely he's starting to do a little lateral movement. But he still gets caught. Not damaging punches, but in the eyes of the 3 judges, if they're doing a good job, they score.
The history of Witherspoon, as a young kid, he used to tire in a late round. He showed me in the last round he was tired. So Larry's trying to suck him into the shot by bouncing and moving and really hitting him with a good punch.
Is there an upset on the record? As we are in round 10.
Tremendous excitement.
2 of the best punches that Holmes has thrown in a while. Look at him, now he's up on his toes and moving around, which is one of the styles of Holmes, the champion. Good mouse under the right eye of Holmes. Swollen area with 1:30 to go.
Larry's having trouble keeping his mouth fixed. Larry's having trouble with his move. But he's fighting him the right way. Now he's starting to get flat again.
Looking at that jab. Roving weapon. Good defensive weapon as well as an offensive weapon.
Witherspoon's going back to the slick style again. He's very wise doing that, but otherwise he can hit on the chin himself.
Witherspoon, who grew up in South Philadelphia. All Pennsylvania battle with Larry from Easton.
South Philadelphia, that's in my hometown.
I know. The Dundees.
That's right.
We're in round 10. Coming up to the 1-minute mark of this round with 2 then to go. And now it's Witherspoon flicking that jab.
What a move! What a move he just did!
Look at the southpaw.
Southpaw, yeah.
Don't get too cocky.
No. But he's got the movement. He's got the movement.
And that movement is causing the champion to miss. That and perhaps fatigue. They have to be tired, Angelo. What do you say to Larry Holmes now?
Larry got to get it together. Got to start taking the plate with this kid. Outbox him, outsmart him with that left hand. I know Eddie wants to settle him down.
Nobody bad like you.
It's a tough thing, but Eddie don't know how much his fight
Keep
will
punching,
have
man.
left.
Come on. Let's keep punching. He went there. Pick him up this time. Pick him up. Rub his name. In your nose and out your mouth. Come on, in your nose. Come on. Breathe hard in your nose. Okay? Keep pumping, Timmy. Right? Push, Timmy. Shut his mouth in. Push him. Let's go there.
Watch in replay. Witherspoon connecting with that left, keeps throwing the punches, keeping the champion off balance. And now, round 11. 1 to go after this, Angelo.
What you tell your guy in the corner, he's hey man, only 6 minutes. Go get it. It's the Big Apple.
it scored so close that for round 11, I'm going to give up and enjoy the fight with our viewers. No knockdowns. Yet one of the most action-packed World Heavyweight Championship fights we've seen. 2 undefeated fighters. 15 fights, Witherspoon with his back to us, and 42 for Holmes.
Well, I guess everybody that said that Witherspoon didn't belong here, I think they're wondering why. Why is he in there? He's in there because he's a good fighter.
Excellent fighter. And now that swollen area under the right eye of Larry Holmes. It is not impairing his vision. That was a pretty good left hook thrown by the champion. Carelessly, that right hand was very, very low, lower than normal, and it got through. Those punches on the forehead. Again on the ear. Up to the ear of Holmes.
Great left hook. That's what he is, a converted southpaw. See it? Right there.
Scoring again.
He's utilizing that left hook real well.
Chuck Hassett, Herb Santos, and Chuck Baker are the 3 judges for this bout.
Hurt him with a right hook.
A minute and 30 to go in the next to the last round of this championship. Holmes now bending at the waist. Looking for an opening in the 1-2, but that jab is right in his face by Witherspoon.
That southpaw style is really driving Larry crazy. If Witherspoon goes southpaw completely, he'll have Larry all over the place.
Perhaps he'll save that for the 12th and final round. A minute to go, and this is the 11th.
Larry's having trouble holding his mouthpiece.
There was a good right hand by Holmes.
Countered the right hand of Witherspoon. Witherspoon's looking to nail him with a good shot. He's slipping.
Witherspoon and all his people figured that Holmes, the champion, was right to be taken.
See the difference in jabbing? Witherspoon's beating over the jab. Remember I told you reach is a phony barometer? It's the way you got your feet in there, the way you set your jab up.
Less than half a minute as we will have then 1 round to go, and it could very well be the deciding round.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
2 good rights by Larry Holmes. And he has proven again tonight that when hurt, he has the ability to come back. Now, that last 1-minute rest period. And Larry, well, now he's going to be seated in the corner. Eddie Futch is talking.
Last round. It's good you make your fighter a parent of the last round. Everybody's worried about Witherspoon going 15 instead of 12. It was the best for Witherspoon. Now it's better for Larry, because Larry has really had it. He's out of gas.
Larry, who's gone 10 rounds 3 times, 15 rounds 3 times, 12 rounds 3, 11 3, whereas Witherspoon 10 rounds twice. So he is in new territory. He's in outer space of boxing now, having survived 11. All right. Holmes scoring there. He's with his back to us, and Witherspoon countering back with the left hook. Now 3 minutes to go. Here it is. Watch.
Tim Witherspoon, a very confident young man. He's going to let it all hang out. But he's got to fight his regular style like he's been fighting. Don't be a club fighter. Stick, move, slide. Be Witherspoon. Chris, we can't detract about Larry Holmes giving everybody a shot. That's what I admire about the guy.
He has fought them all, every challenge, every test. Trevor Berbick, Leon Spinks, Ronaldo Snipes, Jerry Cooney, Tex Cobb, Lucian Rodriguez, his most recent fights. It was here in Las Vegas that he won his championship in 1978 in June. And here he is in Las Vegas tonight, 15th title defense, hoping to retain it. Witherspoon hoping to take it away.
There you go. I'll tell you, he's going southpaw jab, box, right hand, box, everything.
2 minutes to go. Listen to this crowd.
He really did a heck of a move.
Come on, he's says. Come on, he says to Holmes, taunting the champion, and he does. The right hand. Don't drop those hands, says Slim Robinson.
No, that's keep those hands up. Do your thing.
Now, a minute and a half, Angelo.
Very, very important minute and a half to decide, hey, who's the new heavyweight champion possibly. But I think Witherspoon has won this fight in my mind. But I'm not a judge. I keep saying it all the time.
I would have to agree. The 3 judges from the United States, signed by the WBC, referee not counting in the scoring, but what a sensational job he has done. It matches the quality of this championship bout. Mills Lane and Witherspoon with a minute to go. Now looking just a tad tired, and who wouldn't?
No, he's looking for one shot.
Yeah.
He's making a mistake. He's looking for one big punch.
And Holmes is looking for the same thing.
Yes, he is.
Look at that right hand. It's cocked, ready.
Great left.
Now the closing 30 seconds. Surprisingly, a back of the hand almost from Witherspoon to Larry Holmes. 42 wins, 30 by knockout. And here this 25-year-old upstart from Philadelphia.
Larry's really out of it. He couldn't get his punches together while they were laying there. And Larry does a number on you when you're in close.
It's about over. Ladies and gentlemen, a standing crowd showing their appreciation, the effort of 2 well-conditioned heavyweights over the scheduled 12-round distance. Tim Witherspoon, elated, reaction from giving it his all, and Larry Holmes going around throwing kisses to the audience. A very appreciative champion. He won it here in Las Vegas in 1978, put it on the line for the 15th time tonight. And the 3 judges, Chuck Hassett, Herb Santos, and Chuck Minker. It is now up to them.
Yes, it is. They're the ones that got the final say with the pencil.
And the ring very crowded. You really can't get a reaction from Larry Holmes in watching him, how he feels about his performance. A little bit dejected, perhaps.
Larry Holmes, a true pro. He gave it 100%. I don't know how he came back and threw the shots. I mean, he really showed it. But, you know, when you get up in age there, a lot of the little things you used to be able to do, you can't get through there. Like I told Muhammad after the fight, I said, Muhammad, it's not there anymore.
Not there anymore. But what we have here is a replay of some more of the combination punches in that last round. Just loves to go to that left. Replay of some more of the combination punches in that last round. Just loves to go to that left. Cuffing him with the right, another left. And of course,
I knew early on that he was revert to that southpaw style, and it worked very effectively for him.
I just have to remember 1964. Play and listen. Well, let's see. Jimmy Lennon is ready. Here is the verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. In this title bout, we have a split decision. Chuck Hassett of California sees it 118. Larry Holmes to 111. Tim Witherspoon. Hassett voting for Larry Holmes. Herb Santos sees it 115 to 114 in favor of Tim Witherspoon. The deciding ballot cast by Chuck Minker. 115 Holmes, 113 Tim Witherspoon, winner and still the heavyweight champion, Larry Holmes.
Listen to this reaction from the huge crowd, a split decision. retaining his title in his 15th defense